Good afternoon. It's Thursday, the 2nd of April, and I've literally got just the rest of today. And tomorrow I've got to pack up the studio, and then Saturday I'm making my way to Hobart and flying home. What I want to show you is what I've been doing in the studio since Sunday night, since I took down the show, and just making some drawings, but pushing my drawings and just seeing what happens. Now, I have been looking over the last couple of years, in particular, at Milton's Paradise Lost, which I'm making a series of work for. But there's one particular chapter in book 3 which is to do with heaven, and I've been mulling over that for a long time, and I wondered whether this might be the opportunity to make some drawings about it, as it's quite an extraordinary place and idea and thought, and like nowhere else. So in the way that I'm responding, it's the text is one thing, but it's playing, it's a thought process, and I've thought about, what could or what does heaven look like, and what does that extraordinary community look, how can one, an idea of angels and vastness and holiness and extraordinary, beautiful, powerful, safe but unsafe things, as opposed to darkness and what I've been looking at in the book of hell and terribleness and chaos, etc., etc. Anyway, that gets a bit gloomy. So what I want to show you is some drawings, some work. So I showed you this piece, which is thinking about heaven descending, and it's particular, so it's finite, so it's in the box. Then I did this piece, which I've shown you before, which is now finished. And what you have here is Christ stepping out of the kind of heavenly tabernacle onto these extraordinary cherubim. And there's no text for this. It's just, the text, in a way, it's just trying to contemplate the idea. And these wonderful heavenly beings, and this music and this sound and this light. Okay, that's that. Then there's this bit in the book. Oh yes, and then we go on to this piece, which talks about Christ riding on the cherubim. That's not in the text either, so I'm just thinking about Old and New Testament readings, as well as what I've read in Milton, and it's the idea of Christ riding on so there's the Ark of the Covenant and the cherubim, and it's kind of hope, pure hope. And then what we have here, I've kind of expanded that into this really quite strange, huge drawing. That's over 6 foot, 200 centimeters, 6.5 feet. No, it's longer than that. It's over 7 foot. And this kind of wonderful kind of eyes, everything's eyes, and these cherubim, seraphim, full of eyes, and Christ riding out on the chariot, all these flowers and fragrances, and one extraordinary place, a terrible place, and noisy. And then I was thinking of that sense of moving out from one sphere of heaven to another. So that's kind of deep heaven. And I did this piece. Now, I'm as bit shocked about these as you probably are in looking at them. So it's kind of like a heavenly Jerusalem, heavenly space. So it's, again, these curtains, like a tabernacle, curtains, separating God from, his holiness, and going towards the tabernacle in the centre. And again, Christ riding on the cherubim at the top, and these spheres moving around. So that was going on till yesterday, and then I started these pieces, which are to do with this is the first one I did. And there's kind of clouds and a boat, and then another one, a boat looking up from the wreck underneath, and then this one, a storm, a boat in a storm, whole thing of water. I come from along. My parents were very keen sailors, and so that keeps on appearing. And then this piece came last night, so that's 1st of April. So I'm not really thinking about the Titanic. I'm just this kind of scale of this dance of icebergs, of the way they float around, but again going back to the submerged lake around here and things hidden, and there's more underneath things. And then I've done another one which is, I suppose, more in keeping with what one might think of the Titanic, but I'm not really thinking about that. I'm thinking about that kind of, and underneath there's lots of kind of boats, destroyed boats, So there's this kind of dance going on between the icebergs and these huge monstrous things, and the boat. And what did it all mean? I don't know. I've just been carrying that idea for a while. So I'm just going to walk outside and show you Queenstown last time. I might be able to I've got a couple more ideas that I'd like to play with. So I'm just going to walk outside, just show you, and then just so you can see the studio for the last time. So here we have those big drawings, and then so there you go. And I'm going right down the mine this afternoon at 1:30 because we weren't able to go there before. So we walk outside. Queenstown for the last time. Railway station down there. Cafe. And there's that wonderful mountain. And that's it. That's been part of my life, and I hope I'm going to come back because it's a fantastic place. People are wonderful. Atmosphere is wonderful. It's a great place to make work. I'd encourage all artists to come here and hire some space and see what comes up, see what turns up, because a lot of stuff's turning up for me, because it's kind of making space for yourself, making space for your mind, not only to see what you might think, and not only to walk out there, but to see what happens. I think it's a place where things happen. There you go. Goodbye. And goodbye, Queenstown. And thank you, Raymond and Helena. Thank you for your wonderful hospitality. Thank you for making this happen for me and making this happen for many, many artists these 10 years. What you've done, you've changed many people's lives. And as I've seen, you've done an amazing job in Queenstown. So much has changed. So much is changing for Queenstown. Though things aren't resolved for the mine, but I think there are good things ahead. And there's a wonderful spirit here, a resilience. And as the 3 days of that wonderful place showed us in part of the festival, there's hope, and dream the dream. Thank you, Queenstown. Thank you, Tasmania. Goodbye.